Tonight we report on the second day of ballot counting in Grant County and cuts proposed to the Moses Lake budget for next year. What's happening in sports, Bob?
The M's Kyle Seager wins his first Gold Glove Award, and a starting cornerback for the Washington Huskies has kicked off the team. Here's a glance at our Weather Center forecast.
Hello everyone, I'm Chastelyn Rodriguez. Scattered rain continues around our area, especially towards the Cascades. But how long will this system linger around our state? I'll have all the details for you in just a bit.
I'm Alan Troop, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Another day of vote counting has only changed the numbers for the general election. Grant County Elections Office counted 5,032 more ballots and adjusted the number of votes for candidates. More than 20,000 votes were cast by mail in the general election. All of the candidates leading the races continue to be out in front. Prosecutor Angus Lee appears to have conceded to Garth Dano in the Grant County prosecutor's race. The prosecutor is one of 2 county incumbents who are trailing after the second round of ballots was counted for the general election. Melissa McKnight is leading incumbent Grant County Assessor Lori Grammer by roughly 27% of the votes, while Michelle Jaderlin continues to lead Jacob Taylor for County Auditor. County Commissioner Cindy Carter and Treasurer Darrell Pheasant are both out in front to win re-election. The Grant County Election Office indicated there are about 500 votes left to count, and the election will be certified on November 14th. The Moses Lake Museum and Art Center is holding a holiday show to celebrate Christmas. Reporter Cameron Probert has the details.
A group of organizations and businesses are helping to bring the holidays back to Moses Lake's Museum and Art Center. The City Council initially cut the budget for the holiday show as a way to deal with the financial problems facing the city. Freya Liggett, the museum's manager, said a group of organizations, businesses, and community members offered to help the museum continue the show.
Well, we've had some wonderful folks from the Moses Lake Business Association, Tacos El Rey, El Primo, and the Lioness Club, among, a couple others. We have Theodore and the Meteors. A lot of people have stepped forward to help us out with food, music, donations for the silent auction.
She said this year's event will be smaller than previous years, but the community group's contributions will allow the museum to hold an event.
We'll have several of the events that we've had in the past. Santa will be here for a visit. We'll have live music, food. So it's really just kind of the holiday show, but a little kinder, a little gentler. It'll be a little smaller event this year.
The event starts at 5 p.m. on November 21st at the museum. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
Moses Lake may eliminate salary increases, the summer concert series, and the 4th of July fireworks to save money next year. In its first budget session, the City Council heard a plan to cover the roughly $1.7 million expected budget deficit in the city. City Manager Joe Gavinsky said a combination of losing $1.2 million in property tax revenue and needing to contribute an additional $500,000 to the ambulance service led to the shortfall. The city lost the property tax revenue after the Grant County Board of Equalization decided to lower REC Silicon's assessed value in a decision earlier in the year. The recent increase in the ambulance fee was expected to pay for the service, but Gavinsky said expenses are increasing faster than the city can receive money to pay for the service. Several cuts were discussed, including laying off 3 firefighters, but Councilmember Bill Egret spoke against losing staff. The city has already closed the Larson Recreation Center. After struggling for years to maintain its volunteer fire department, the city of Soap Lake is moving forward with a plan to annex into Grant County Fire District 7. Reporter Jeff Chu has the update.
Soap Lake City leaders are looking for voters to approve annexation of Soap Lake into Grant County Fire District 7. The City Council Wednesday night approved an ordinance declaring the city's intent to annex into the fire district. It is the first action towards setting an election in November in which voters can choose to annex Soap Lake Fire Protection into Fire District 7. City leaders will now focus on educating voters on the proposed annexation.
Of course, the clear message to the public will be there's no additional cost to the public, and the end result will be improved service for fire protection.
Mayor Gravel also announced his appointment of Mike Gray as Soap Lake's new fire chief, an interim position until voters decide on the fire department's future. Gray follows 2 fire chiefs appointed by Gravel that were later dismissed in the past 2 years. Gray, for the past 3 months, has acted as fire captain for the department, which is looking for volunteers to train. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
And we'll be right back after this.